My name is Cait, although if you follow my blog you'll probably know me as Click. I've been blogging now for years about all sorts of things, books, photos I've taken, films I've seen, and of course I've been talking about the IVF procedures that we've been through and our journey from finding out why we weren't getting pregnant to our attempts to getting pregnant, our brief pregnancy with twins thanks to our frozen transfer, and I've decided that since we're just about to start our next full fresh cycle of IVF that I'm going to video log our journey this time. So I'll still be updating the blog, but I thought I would give it a go because I've been watching some videos on YouTube and some of them are like 3 or 4 years old now and they're from people in different countries, so I thought, hey, what the heck, I'll do one for somebody in Scotland. So this is a sort of introduction to what I'm going to be doing when I'm going to be vlogging, whatever you call it. I should probably just sort of do a little what we've had so far. So we got married in December of 2009, and that was also when we decided to start trying, because we thought, hey, we're getting married, let's start a family as well. Expecting it to take, a few months, and I will admit I was actually kind of relieved because we made the big decision on the 1st of December, got married on the 24th of December, and yeah, I probably would have been early stages of pregnancy when I was walking down the aisle, so probably just as well that we didn't fall that month. And I thought, that's okay, it'll happen next month, and of course next month kept coming, and so did my period, and we decided in the end, okay, well, let's start taking temperatures, let's start using ovulation testers, let's try all of the things, checking things, everything. And after a year we went to the doctor and she said, oh, sometimes it just takes some people longer than others. So, but I'll refer you over. So we did the tests and I was ovulating and my husband was all fine. So, we knew that things were looking good in that respect. So we then got referred on to a gynecologist, who I had a laparoscopy and a hysteroscopy, where they injected dyes into my tubes and discovered that, oh yeah, look, you've got endometriosis, that's probably why you're having really, really bad periods, and your tubes are blocked, so you're never actually going to be able to conceive naturally because the sperm and the egg are never going to get to meet outside of your own body. So we were then referred for IVF, which had, I think at that time, a 2 and a bit year waiting list. So we thought, let's get some money together. We took out a loan, we decided we would look into egg sharing to help reduce the costs, and so that, somebody else would benefit from our cycle as well. So if it didn't work for us, somebody else might get some benefit. And we did that privately, and I had hyperstimulation. I had 34 plus follicles on one side and over 30 on the other. And 2 days after that got cancelled, I got rushed into hospital, so we didn't get any eggs. I was in hospital being monitored, they were concerned about me, I'd had problems breathing, I wasn't peeing, all the classic symptoms of hyperstimulation. So that was a complete dud cycle, and at that point it kind of took us a little while to be able to sort of come to terms with having another shot at it, because I think we were kind of traumatised. It wasn't a great experience. So a couple of years passed and we'd sort of got back into a place where we were financially ready to have a go. We were ready to go back to the NHS and ready for our cycle with them, only to learn we'd been taken off the list. So we had to sort of appeal and make sure we got put back onto the list, find out that it was basically a sort of clerical error. We'd said we can't do a cycle right now. Somebody had heard that as we don't want a cycle ever. We got put back on the list. We had our first NHS fresh cycle in 2015, where we got the whole process. It went really, really well, so much better than the cycle when I hyperstimulated. They told me that if I'd got more than 21 eggs on that cycle, I would have had to have a freeze-all, and I got 19, so I was dead chuffed about that. Went straight into a fresh transfer with a 5BB graded embryo, which was, one of the top ones. and I got my period the day before I was due to test. So that wasn't the best end to the cycle, but we thought, hey, you know, it's kind of like a practice run. Perhaps the next one will work better. We've still got 3 eggs in the freezer, embryos rather, in the freezer. So we went into our first frozen cycle in the November, or October rather, and did the frozen transfer of 2 embryos. They recommended that we transfer 2. So we thawed out 2 of the 3 that were in the freezer, and they both thawed. We nicknamed them Olaf and Elsa because they were frozen. And I got little charm bracelets with Olaf and Elsa on, and they stuck. They were the 2 sticky ones, and it was it's quite bizarre. I was out taking the dog in the garden one evening, and I suddenly thought, it's really dark and scary out, and I don't feel like I'm alone. I think I might be pregnant. And it was a wonderful feeling, and I had the constant need to pee, like you wouldn't believe, like far worse than any UTI that I've ever had before. And I'm sure somebody at work was going to say something to me about the fact every 15 minutes I was getting up to go to the loo. I had pregnancy insomnia that I didn't even know was a thing, but apparently it is. 2 o'clock every morning I would wake up, lie awake for 2 or 3 hours, and be absolutely wide awake. Start to doze off and the alarm would go off, and then come 3 o'clock in the afternoon I was absolutely beat. I couldn't believe it when I actually got the positive pregnancy test. I'd never seen one of those before. I did about 5, which I still have in a little box upstairs. We then were just starting to get nausea, morning sickness starting when I started to bleed. It was very sort of, oh yeah, this can happen in early pregnancy, but I kind of knew at that point that it was over, and within a couple of days all of the symptoms were stopping. Slept through the night, which was kind of upsetting because I got so used to lying awake, just me and the babies. And yeah, we ended up losing the babies. So yeah, that was absolutely crushing. It was sort of, we had it and it was so close to being, you know, a family, and that was snatched away from us. So we went back to the hospital, and we knew we had one left, and we were all set. Okay, we're gonna try a couple of different things this time. I'd been on the pessaries. They didn't really, I felt like maybe they were to blame for me getting the bleed the first time and getting the bleed the second time. So we switched over to the Crinone gel. I wouldn't say I liked that particularly. It wasn't worse, it wasn't better. I mean, that sort of stuff's never going to be fun. But I think I kind of got some irritation from that. And on that cycle, we transferred, perfect embryo, it was hatching, looked wonderful. And 5 days after the transfer, I got my period. We went back to the doctor just September last year, because there was a bit of a wait for a follow-up, about 4 months for a follow-up appointment. And she straight away highlighted the thing that I'd kind of picked out as being an issue, which was the progesterone. Clearly my body doesn't have enough, isn't absorbing enough of it. So we are starting our next cycle with extra progesterone. We are possibly clotting might be a factor, so I'm going to be on Clexane as well. And as of today, I've had my first appointment, which I'll tell you all about in another video. But it's kind of a potted history of what's been going on in my reproductive system, or not going on in my reproductive system since we started. So yeah, I will end this here, but if you've got any questions, feel free to ask away, and yeah, I will catch up in another video and let you know how our first appointment has gone.